All right, welcome everyone. I'm Arno with Dune. We're here in the center of Argentina and Buenos Aires, specifically at Aleph. How are you, Suka?
Super excited. Here we are at Aleph. We are hosting a co-working day. We are connecting with different builders. We are hosting also a presentation on the afternoon talking about technical stuff. Super excited about what's happening here.
And so for people who might not be familiar with Crecimiento and Aleph, can you give maybe the lay of the land of where are we physically here? What's happening with co-working days and just the energy? I think it's like this is the center of everything.
Exactly. Aleph is the spot here in Buenos Aires, you would say in Argentina, where the different builders in the Web3 ecosystem connect. This is a point of contact where different builders connect, where they start working on their own projects, where they can share their what would you say, their timeline? How would you frame it?
Yeah, I think they're here to co-work, to connect. And when did Aleph started originally? Like this is just this year, last year?
Well, this whole movement started in February last year in 2024. It all started when the Moon Buenos team hosted a co-working space for different builders to connect, to get in contact. And at some point when the co-work ended, they noticed that there was a lot of talent and opportunity here in Argentina. And they started questioning, hey, what can happen if we leverage this and we make this 10 times bigger? So we were at a round table like this one, and we worked with different builders, sharing mate, like connecting and saying like, hey, what can we do to boost this and to leverage all the movement that is happening in Argentina, and what can we make to really take the opportunity here and take it to the next level?
Yep.
And at that point, we started talking about Crecimiento, about what was going to happen at the first pop-up city in August.
Yeah.
And well, all of that is now history.
Nice,
it's
exciting.
on the books.
And now talk to us a little bit about your project and SEED Latam, what it is exactly.
Okay, well, I am now a team member of SEED Latam, one of the big communities here in Argentina and in Latam as well, about blockchain education. We onboard builders, we connect them all across Latam, the country, trying to boost the talent, trying to connect different projects and apps with all the builders that are trying to grow in this ecosystem. We have been very active in these couple of years, and we are always pushing the blockchain education and growth.
Nice, nice. And talking about education and growth, for people who might be traveling, for Dev Connect, as we know now is going to happen here in November, people are going to fly from the US, from Europe, for Asia. Like, how would you describe the current state of the crypto community in Argentina?
Well, Argentina has something super special. Argentina is one of the few places in the world that combine bottom-up adoption and also top-down adoption. You have people using the technology, adopting the technology, one of the top countries in the world that adopt blockchain technologies on their regular use cases, but also you have support from the government. You have now a more broad ecosystem, legal frameworks for projects to build their own solutions, their own technology, and it's easier for them to interact in this ecosystem and to build things. And because of that, Argentina is becoming a central spot in the blockchain narrative across the world.
And what do you think maybe has been missing for this to happen? Obviously, a lot of talks about Argentina because of Dev Connect.
Yeah.
What would you think was the missing ingredient perhaps in the previous years?
Well, my point of view on that is that we are missing more products. We are missing how all this philosophy around decentralization ends up solving a problem for the people that we know, our family, our friends. And because of that, now Dev Connect is hosting the first Ethereum fair, where we will have different projects from Argentina, but also Latam, showcasing what they are building, what they are doing, and how they are intending to solve people's problems.
Got it. And you were talking about, I like what you said about the bottom-up approach, because we talk a lot about institutional adoption, I think at least in the US and maybe Europe, as something that needs to happen for the next wave. But I'm actually super surprised that here you guys have been using crypto for diverse payment, peer-to-peer, even get change sometimes. We're discussing about this for a very long time, very long times. So do you think because of the current state of the country and inflation and I think a lot of historical reason, that's why there has been that sort of bottom-up adoption?
Yes, that's happening because in other parts of the world, maybe you have more clarity on the rules, on the financial structure that you have. Maybe people around the world don't know about this, but here in Argentina, for a long time now, we had different rates for the dollar.
Yeah.
So even if you wanted to compare, like, hey, how much this is going to cost me, you will have different rates, and depending on the financial platform that you would use, this would change.
Yeah.
And that's a big friction for the user here. And because of that, we earn a lot of adoption in the blockchain technologies, because the blockchain technology allowed us to have direct connection with the global market.
Yeah.
And we started to like set up a standard on how to interact with this technology, and this became a real problem solver for us in the region. Because of that, we have seen a lot of products, a lot of builders that are really pushing this, because they understand that if they boost this industry, they will help everyone around them. And this will not only include the people in the blockchain ecosystem, us that we know each other, but also all the people that are getting excluded from the system.
Yeah, I got it. And I met a lot of fantastic builders here just since this morning. I think we're not really aware about some of the tremendous projects that are either starting in Argentina with Argentinian founders. Like, do you have a couple that you want to shout out to, or things that you've come across, because you work with builders every day, you help them start and grow, like a couple of companies or projects that you are excited, that are true like Argentinian brand, that I think people should pay attention, look them up?
Okay, I'm thinking like actively growing projects, because I know a lot of projects across Argentina. There's like a long path, a long list of projects building here. You could mention only 20, 30, 40 projects that took place here in Aleph, in Crecimiento, in different hackathons.
Maybe let me ask you differently. Like, for people who wants to learn about those projects, like those 20, 30 that either started from Aleph or hackathon, or they are here at the base, what is the best way for people like us in the US, in Europe, to like find out more about what's happening here? What's the big resources, would you say?
Okay, my approach would be to connect with different blockchain communities here, Web3 communities, because all the projects, all the founders, all the builders are connected there.
Yeah.
They gather around there. So in my mind, I was thinking about 20, 30, 40 people that, as you were saying, that are building things, that are taking part in big blockchains, in big protocols across the world. And they are leading the adoption and the growth of the ecosystem of the industry. And they tend to connect in those spaces, on those communities. For example, communities like Crecimiento, like Ethereum Latam, Ethereum Argentina, SEED Latam as well, are great places to find great builders.
Got it. And kind of to connect the dots, now we talked a little bit about DevConnect. So recently we were also, I think, super excited that Ethereum Foundation announced that, Buenos Aires is going to be the center of the world for crypto next November. Of course, we're also excited. We're going to be there with DuneCon. Like, for someone who's watching this and says like, oh, what's going to be, what I should expect for me coming from another crypto community, what are maybe some of the tips? It could be crypto related, or just like what to expect for someone who's like, or maybe it's on the fence, like, should I go, should I not go? Like, what's the pitch?
No, it's not a pitch, it's an experience. If it's the time that Argentina for the first time gets more exposure around all the great things they are building. All the builders are going to get around here, not only from people from Argentina, but also people from around the world are connecting here. And this is not like all focus. This is not all focus on this just event. This is the starting point to keep growing Latam, not Argentina, all Latam, around all the projects, communities from across the region that are coming here as well. And the idea is to boost them and help them like to get more exposure and keep growing what they are building.
Nice. Well, I'm super excited. So this is going to be in November for DevConnect and DuneCon. Thank you so much, Suka. Go check out SEED Latam. They're helping fantastic builders all across Latin America. And yes, let's share mate together now.
I will love it.